your ceremonies. For those of you who's been here before, we see those names, been here before. You realize this is the 13th year that this event has been held. We want to thank the Indianapolis Colts for their gracious hospitality. If you haven't been here before, let me try to give you an idea what this is going to be about. It's going to be about honoring young men and coaches for their great exploits. With that in mind, please turn your attention to our honorees, those young men and coaches who've had great success and will continue to have that same success as we honor our honorees, and they join us in the hall.
Colts Complex in Indianapolis, Indiana. Since 2007, it's been our mission to acknowledge and honor some of the greatest student athletes that wear a football helmet and shoulder pads in the Hoosier State. Over 150 awards presented annually to student athletes, coaches, and media members who are worthy, but the criteria is competitive. We aren't just looking for the fastest kids or the smartest coaches. However, we want individuals who also show character, community involvement, team leadership, and more skills that take them past the painted lines on the football field. Each spring, we host the Griddy Awards, supplying everyone in attendance with food, professional hospitality from our wonderful corporate sponsors. The work we have done has changed the landscape of Indiana football, says Lafayette Central Catholic head coach Kevin O'Shea.
What Paul and the Griddys and the Colts have done for the state football in Indiana, besides the Colts moving here, the next best thing has been Paul Connery.
I can tell you, in my lifetime, football has the recognition within the state of Indiana has improved a great deal, and the respect for the sport. To give our kids an opportunity to achieve things like the Griddys is a huge honor for our kids.
Has just taken football to the next level in the state. And when you look around this place on the Griddy night, and you see 400, 500, 600 people, football's big in the state.
Players have responded very well to the Griddys, as it proves to be an experience they won't forget.
It's a humbling experience and grateful to know that all these people that play football in Indiana and I'm chose to as a top 25 player. It makes me strive for better things and it makes me feel great.
It's a great opportunity. It's a once in a lifetime chance. It all started when Coach, I was in wrestling practice. Coach pulled me over and he said I received a big award, and he told me that I received the Primetime 25 award, and I went into shock because I never ever thought I was going to win this award.
I was in the hallway, Coach Sharp walked up to me and said, "You were selected for the Primetime 25 thing," and I was ecstatic, and I texted my mom, and I just couldn't stop thinking about it.
We believe in shaping these young men's lives, and our partnership with the United States Marine Corps has helped us do that very thing.
The Griddy is a wonderful event because they incorporate character into the selection of these athletes. So the athletes that we have here today are not just the best high school football players in the state.
Each year, the Griddy's incorporates a guest speaker to try and mold the minds of these young men. Our most recent speaker, Todd Gonwar, shed his perspective on the values that will carry with his students for the rest of their lives.
It was all set tonight. Watching this football team stand up, all in their choices, walk across the field one last time. Take one last look at their team. And I saw them crying their eyes out. What came to my mind at that moment was, wonder how many of these tears had anything to do
These men may settle their differences on the football field, but when it comes to the Griddies, they can agree on one thing.
It'll be something awesome to look back on when I get older, even with my kids. When I get older and have kids, I'd love to see it, and I'll give them momentum to want to get that award too.
And it's going to just make me strive to put things next to this trophy.
You know, something I can show my kids or grandkids hopefully one day when they don't believe me about my high school playing days.
The Griddies, changing Indiana high school football for the better.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to our honorees tonight. I'd like to introduce Gunnery Sergeant Gene Bradley from the United States Marine Corps. Please give him a rousing welcome. And if you would join with us, please stand as we play our national anthem.
Welcome to the 2000.
For those of you who've been here, you kind of understand what this day is about. This is a day, in many respects, it's a transformational day. It's a day of honoring great accomplishments of young men and their coaches around our state in the great sport of football. And it's also a way, I think, to be involved in something for all of us that really does matter, that's really important. I think what you'll find after you've listened to our speakers and been able to recognize those people who are being honored, that this does matter, that this is important. And that's what we want all of you to feel. And if you're transformed and feel better about young men and what their lives are going to be about in the future, I think that'll be a large part of it too. This is the brainchild, a passion project, if you will, of Paul Condon. For 13 years, this event has taken place, and it's touched the lives of a great number of people in our state, not only the young men and their families, but the coaches and their families, because it is important. He and his staff work tirelessly to do this. And again, you think about yourselves, 319 high schools in our state, about 1,600 student athletes. So this afternoon is about the best of the best. And congratulations to you, congratulations to your families, and also congratulations to Paul Condon, who is the best friend high school football has in the state of Indiana. There's no one, no offense to Tom Allen, he's incredibly important, and all our coaches in the state are important, but the biggest cheerleader we have in our state, the biggest person who is the advocate for everyone in the room is my good friend, Paul Condon.
Welcome. For those of you who have been here before, we certainly welcome you back. How about the new facility? There's a beautiful young lady in the back there. Nicole, raise your hand. Give Nicole an amazing hand. She's our new coach. facility. Last year we were off-site because they were building this new facility, but it is awesome. For those of you who weren't here earlier, we had a chance to take our primetime 25 photo out there on the field. That was a great experience. I think I'm supposed to remind everybody, for those of you who do the Twitter thing, it's hashtag Griddy's 2019. Is that right, Coach?
Yes, sir.
All right, so make sure you give that up. I need to thank a lot of people here today, and we'll get through those things. But first of all, the corporate sponsors who have ponied up really big time to put this thing together. Without their financial support, this wouldn't happen. I certainly want to thank them. You can look throughout the course of your program for those people, including our friends at Teachers Credit Union. They've been with us during the entire time that we've been here, along with the Colts. Also, special thanks to Cuban Networks for being their longtime sponsor. In addition to that, Anthem Blue Cross, and if you look on page 2 of your program, these are all the amazing people who have paid for our athletes. There's not one athlete here who's paying for their dinner. Our corporate sponsors have paid for everything for our student athletes, and that's what it's all about. So please recognize that. Before we move on any further, I would like all of the Indiana high school football coaches, whether you're an assistant coach, middle school coach, or a high school coach, to please stand. Could you please do that for me, please? These people have dedicated their lives to changing your student athletes. Some of them have done it for 50 years. Please, when the time comes, recognize them. Thank you very much. I also been blessed here to have 2 of my very best friends in Christ here today, and Tom Allen, the head football coach at Indiana University, and Justin Masterson, who I had a chance to watch grow up in college and went on to be a Major League All-Star. They're going to be joining us on the program. But in addition to those folks, there's some people here in the building who I work side by side with. As many of you know, this is the 27th year of the Indiana Football Digest, and without the help of the people on my staff, these coaches know what it's like to have a great staff. Because if you don't have staff and you can't delegate, you can't do the things, you're not going to grow exponentially in the opportunities that you have to get better each and every time out. And I have a great staff, and it starts with the person that God chose as my soulmate, my wife, Tanya Conry. I don't know if many of you may have met, but Tanya is out there in the foyer. Kim Hoosier, my daughter, who's running the video up there. My other daughter, Leah, who is the banquet coordinator. Also want to thank my broadcast partners. One of them, the Hall of Fame sports writer, Matt Copsey, back there, who does a big part of our football book. J.B. Jobert, our video guy up in the booth. Al Breitfogel, my high school teammate, who's been a great prayer warrior and a friend for many, many years. Jason Kuntz, who you'll meet later on in the program. Also thanks to Coach Brian Schroe, who's been a big part of our team throughout the course of the year, as well as my grandson Kevin. That's the big dude back there. He's not as big as Antoine Jones, a 7th grader down here below, who's about 6'6" already. Coach, I don't think I can remind you of that. 7th grade, 6'6", that's getting on up there. But also want to thank Dante Stanton and Allison Priggy for being here. That's my staff. Please, they are the most important people in my life helping us here today. Give them a wonderful round of applause. Back in 2004 and 2005, I was blessed to, and many people know, along with Coach Lovell, we do a wide variety of things in our job. Bob was a college basketball coach for 2 decades. He's involved in several other opportunities, but part of my job is the voice of Bethel College in Mishawaka, Indiana, a small NAI school, and been blessed to be a part of that school, and it's making the transition from college to university. But back in 2004 and 2005, this tall, skinny, lanky guy was playing baseball and Bethel, throwing the ball about 90 plus miles an hour. And all of a sudden, I'm looking down in the broadcast booth, and I'm seeing all these scouts out there, and they're everywhere with their radar guns trying to figure out how it was going on. And I was blessed to watch this guy play for 2 years. And at the time we were there, or the time that Justin was there, it was really, really neat, because if he would pitch the first game of a doubleheader, then he would come up into the broadcast booth, he would do his hand in PA, and then he'd put a headset on. He was my broadcast partner. Lo and behold, he goes off and becomes high draft pick of the Boston Red Sox, ends up becoming a Major League All-Star. He's one of my dearest friends. His heart for Christ is off the charts. He has a wonderful foundation called the Fortress Foundation. I'm sure you can Google that and figure that out. But I'm going to ask him to come to the table, or come up front here from the table, and lead us in a word of prayer. We thank God for the gifts that He's so blessed us with. Justin Masterson, go North 63.
Take him around with me everywhere and just give that wherever I go. I will just say one quick thing, just because I've been hanging around. I retired a couple years ago, so I'm nobody to care about. But I've just been thinking about it more and more, and my little snippet, it's been neat because it's been wrecking my heart, is this idea that if we don't work hard at everything we do, eventually we won't work hard at anything that we do. And it's just been on my heart. I want to share that with not only the young kids who are doing incredible stuff, but their parents, the coaches, and everybody. Just to take that on, as you set that example, if you don't work hard at everything you do, eventually you won't work hard at anything you do. But if you just pray with me. Dear Heavenly Father, I just thank you for how great and awesome you are, for how mighty that you are, for the breath of life that you've given each and every one of us. I pray that you would just continue to bless each and every individual in this room, that you would watch over them as they go from here, that your hand would touch them, that if they don't know who you are, that they would have an understanding of who you are. We thank you that we can approach the throne of God because of what you did on the cross to give us life even though we don't deserve it. May you bless the hands that prepared the food. May we enjoy the food. May we enjoy this night. May you be with the coach as he speaks with us. May our ears be attentive. And may you just plant the seed as we go, that we just continue to work at it, as if not for man, but for you, which means that we are free to give it everything that we have. We praise you, for you are the great creator, you are our king, and we love you. It's in your son's name that we pray. Amen.
Amber, hello Amber. Amber Simmons, see Amber back there? Amber, we are dismissing tables per your instructions, is that correct?
Yes.
So Amber and Nicole will come by and dismiss your tables. And we do want to, again, recognize Flick's Hospitality Group for their great catering. We know it will be tremendous. And once we have consumed a tremendous meal, we will begin the festivities. Thank you.